We are back here at Harry Derham Racing ahead of the upcoming jump season, and here are Harry's horses to follow. You don't want to miss this. Well, Harry, you've gallivanted another one for the Juvenile hurdle ranks this season. 3 runs off the flat. I think he got an opening mark of 79, I think it was. What was it about him that you liked, caught your eye?
By Galloway, who's a sire that we're trying to get a bit more of his stock, and his dam won over 1.5 miles on soft ground in France, which was second listed race on heavy. So we're looking at that thinking, well, he should cope with soft ground. As I say, we like the sire, liked his performance at Kempton, workmanlike, not a flashy horse, could be out before Christmas, but won't be much before Christmas.
Harry, you've got a lovely team of juvenile hurdlers to look forward to, and in the past you've done so well with them, the likes of Gimme 5, Filibustering come to mind. But One Horse Town, twice unbeaten over hurdles. You've given him a little break, as we can see, he's in the field over the last couple of months. What's the plan with him now going into the winter?
Plan is to run straight in the Wensleydale hurdle at Wetherby on the 31st of October. I sort of had in my head to try and win 3 juvenile hurdles this summer. I didn't think he'd win that easily with a penalty, and once he won that well with a penalty, I thought, what am I doing running him again in the summer? I just thought I'd give him a break. He's done well for it. He's not an over big horse, likes top of the ground, but we'll go straight to the Wensleydale now, and then we'll find out where he sits. You know, is he good enough to run in some of those better early season juveniles, or is he just a juvenile? But he loves jumping. He was a bit quirky on the flat, but jumping for whatever reason he seems to love. Wetherby will be a good guide for us, but yeah, I'm really pleased with him. He's in good shape and he's done well so far. Another
one for the juvenile hurdle ranks this season, Siorai, who's come off the flat from Jim Bolger. Tell us about this mare.
Meg liked her at the July sale. Thought she'd ran well in a couple of Irish maidens, and she was quite raw at the sale, needed a bit of time. You won't see her till after Christmas. She's having plenty of time. Has schooled very well. She's not just a filly for this year. If she didn't win this year, it wouldn't be a disaster. You know, I'm just going to give her plenty of time because she's quite raw, and she's got quite a lot of developing to do at the moment. So not in a massive rush with her, but I do like her. As I say, for a filly by Massar out of a Galileo mare, it's not a national hunt bred mare. She loves to jump.
Well, if she's schooled in well,
yeah, she is, and. As I say, she won't be till after Christmas, but she's a nice mare and she's well worth following when she runs.
Great.
She looks like she's got a lovely bit of ability. You know, she does everything nicely. She's quite laid back type. Jumps great. Haven't decided what I'll do with her this season. I'm probably leaning towards a bumper.
Okay.
But really pleased with her, and very pleased to get her because, you know, she's by Crystal Ocean, which is a sire that Ed and I have invested quite heavily in over the last 6 months for lots of different reasons, and. As I said, she's from one of the great national hunt broodmares. So, yeah, she's an exciting mare to have in the yard, and not asked many questions yet, really. You know, I'll start giving her harder work into the middle of this month, and I suspect at this stage you're looking at a mare's bumper this side of Christmas. I just think he's an absolute supermodel, to be honest. He's a very good-looking horse. I said it about Lasco de Zobo, he's my type of horse. He's not massive.
Okay.
Compact, neat, good quality. He's a lovely moving horse, deep through his girth. He did a very good time when he won. It wasn't that impressive late on, but it was deep ground and they pulled miles clear, and he jumped great. I haven't decided will he start on a bumper or novice hurdle yet. I mean, his jumping is fantastic. Whether he needs another year, he's not done any faster work yet, so I'm yet to decide about that. Finished second to quite a smart capguard horse of the Fogartys in his point-to-point. Derek O'Connor rode this lad and liked him. It was 2.5 miles that day on decentish ground. I think probably a more galloping track on slow ground, it would be his type of job. Won't be busy this year, big horse, quite raw, and I think he'll just want some time. But I like him. He had a school the other day, jumped beautifully. But yeah, just not a horse that you're going to go mad with this season.
Another walk in the park filly next up, Clondor Park, that you bought from the Cheltenham sale. Tell us about this filly.
Bought from Mick Goff, was very impressed with her point-to-point. Ed liked her. We were very impressed by what she did in very deep ground. She was very raw. You know, physically, she's done a lot of developing. once we bought her from the festival sale, she went straight back to Ed's, and she had a good bit of time off. She's still got a lot of developing to do. We schooled her the other day and she was brilliant. Whether she runs in a bumper or a hurdle this year, I'm not sure yet. The way you see her school, you think, God, it'd be a waste not to go hurdling, but then sometimes I look at her and think you're still quite raw, maybe a year in bumpers wouldn't hurt her. So we're yet to decide that, but I think she's got enormous ability. She stands out quite a lot. He's going to run at Chepstow in October in a bumper. Schooled well, will be ready to go hurdling after that. Interesting horse, not over big, not wildly impressive at home, but is always just sort of there, which I quite like about him. And I suspect he'll just have one run in a bumper and go novice hurdling. He jumps pretty well, and hopefully he can make into a nice novice hurdler this season. We love this lad, and we thought that if he'd run in a lot of point-to-points in Ireland, he would have probably been a winner.
Yeah.
My kind of horse, as in not massive, good, really athletic, good step to him, bit of quality. I love what I see so far. He's schooled very, very nicely. Just a lovely horse. Okay. He goes really well on the gallops. He's a horse with a lot of ability, but I think he's got a little bit of growing up to do. As you can see, he's a bit immature. Would like to start him in a bumper in November time. In terms of his ability, he's got a good level of ability. He's just, as I say, he's quite immature, but goes well. Great mover, really good athlete, good looking horse. So if we can't get him jumping and we don't think that this season he's able to go jumping and ready to do himself justice, then the Goffs bumper is there as a nice incentive for the spring.
Built a really exciting team over the summer that are all going to go, well, a lot of them going novice hurdling, including this fella, Korkoran, who I know you think the world of. Tell us about him and his plans for the season coming.
He won his point-to-point for Colin Bowen. We bought him February, when was that, 24. He ran in a bumper last year, bitterly disappointing. Came back and I couldn't quite get my finger on it, and I actually found out that he had grade 4 ulcers, which was, I was surprised. He's a great eater, not a stressy horse. Anyway, left him off after that. Last year was a bit of a dead year. I thought that he was just quite an immature horse, wasn't ready to go hurdling. He jumps great. I think he'll stay well. He'll want soft ground, and he's a horse I'm really looking forward to.
Just on these novice hurdlers, a lot of them have come from the point-to-point division. What is it about horses that you like from those ranks to go?
Well, it's just a great education for them, isn't it? Lots of these national hunting horses now are going through the Irish point-to-point system. They get taught well, do lots and lots of jumping. You could buy a horse at any level, which is, I think, helpful. It's not just a horse at X price. There's a horse at all sorts of standards, and lots and lots of good horses are coming from the point-to-point ranks now.
And your team of novice hurdlers specifically is a really strong division in your yard. Like last season, if you look at your stats, your hurdlers were one of your most prolific winners. Why is that, do you think? What is it about those?
We've just got quite a young team of horses at the moment. And like in the case of this lad, last year, I was just looking at him all season thinking, God, I just want him to go, I want him to be hurdling next season. But I just didn't think he was able for it last year. I didn't think he was strong enough. I didn't think he was man enough. And I didn't think he would have performed particularly well. So I hope this year he and a lot of them will now thank me for having that time. And I think novice hurdling is an exciting time of a horse's life. Bumpers always feel like you're killing a year, really, but some of them need it. Some don't, but some of them do need it. And I think we've got some quite exciting novice hurdlers anyway. I said to our owners in the summer, isn't it nice having a horse who's won 2 out of 2 and you don't know how good they are? And I think this is the case with Luna. We don't really know where she sits at the moment. The lovely thing about those junior hurdles now is that she's a dual winner. She has no penalty in a novice hurdle, so she'll start in a mare's novice hurdle mid-November. She wants a cut in the ground. She's an interesting mare. She's quite unassuming, doesn't show much on the gallops. When she jumps, she's just brilliant. She's a flat-bred horse, but she's brilliant at jumping. So we'll just start in a mare's novice hurdle, and they'd love to get her to get black tie. Yeah. So if we can do that in a mare's listed hurdle, novice hurdle somewhere, that would be great. But I think she's well up to winning the mare's sort of novice first to month.
And are you a fan of these new junior hurdles?
I think they're brilliant. I think the sooner they're jumping, the better. For this mare, using her as an example, last year she wouldn't have known enough to run in a bumper. He'll go novice hurdling. Looks like he has a soft ground action. Just schooled a couple of times, schooled very nicely. He's a blank canvas, very exciting horse to have in the yard. I mean, these are the types of horses that you dream of having. Those impressive debutants. Where will he start? Not sure. You know, mid-November, December time, when there's some proper cut in the ground. And you hope that one day he's a very exciting chaser. But he's a beautiful looking horse, lovely jumper, big horse. Again, like, could have easily gone hurdling last year. I just felt that another year would do him good because of his stature, and I felt physically that he was going to progress. He has. He's got a lovely mind. I'd probably start him at 2.5. I don't know where he's going to end up. Maybe he's an EBF final type horse. I just think he's a really nice horse. I think he'll end up being progressive. He's got a lovely attitude. He jumps great. I think he'll stay well. Just a really likeable horse, one to follow. He scored really nicely. Again, sound like a broken record, you know, mid-November probably. I suspect he'll end up over 2.5. Lovely laid back horse. Some of these Diamond Boys I found are a little bit hot, a little bit busy. He's not like that. He's a lovely natured horse, very, very good natured, off-handed horse. So won't go until there's a bit of cut in the ground. But yeah, he scored well going novice hurdling. She's 5, she'll go straight novice hurdling. She'll probably start 2.5, I'd imagine. She looks a galloper to me, want a bit of soft ground. I just really like the way that day in her bumper, she galloped out all the way to the line. She got a bit caught wide around the last bend, but she was tough. She's quite a hardy mare. She's not a particularly friendly type of character, but yeah, she could be one. You know, I have in the back of my mind the EBF Mares Novice Final at Newbury in March might be a closing point for her. You know, I don't know quite how good she is yet. We're just bringing her along at the moment. She wouldn't start till there's a nice cut in the ground. But yeah, nice mare to go novice hurdling.
Mossy Fen Road, bumper winner, and then ran with credit at Aintree, but ground probably wasn't right for him that day.
Yeah, me and his owners, Ian and Claire Barrett, we decided that running him would do him a bit of good. He's only been to Wetherby, thought a big day out would do him, just mentally do him good more than anything. I mean, Wetherby, he went there, he cantered around, he cruised home. We sort of felt if he didn't like the ground, he wouldn't let himself down on it. He probably didn't. He travelled into the race fine. He's a proper soft ground horse. Jumps well. Again, I actually went to go hurdling with him last season, and then he got colic in the pre-parade ring at Hereford, of all things. He's got a nice level of ability. He needs to settle, but I'm looking forward to him going novice hurdling. He won't run until the ground is deep. She go novice hurdling. She could have done last year, but Dave and Noel like to give them a year in bumpers. So she could start in Newbury on the 6th of November. Somewhere like that. She was a decent bumper mare. She won 2 quite nicely. She sort of got put in her place a little bit at Aintree, but I think the ground was probably quite quick by that stage of the day. I think she's well above average. You know, I'm not saying that she's going to be top class, but I think that she's well up to winning a couple of mares maiden hurdles, and could she run a listed race, it wouldn't surprise me at all. I like what I've seen so far. She's very good jumper, so looking forward to her going novice hurdling this season. Again, she'll want a proper cut in the ground. She has a nice knee action, but that run at Punchestown was good. Hasn't done any fast work yet, just a case of you know we're only in early October and we'll just bring her along quietly. But I think mid-November, December time she'll start in a mare's maiden hurdle, and love the way she jumps. She's probably I think she'll end up over 2.5 miles.
Klub de Reve, Harry, last seen running a brilliant race in the 100 grand Goffs bumper. Novice hurdling now? Yeah,
absolutely. Again, didn't think he was up to novice hurdling last season. Just wanted a bit of time. Not physically, actually. He was strong enough to go hurdling, but he was very nervy, big baby really. So we just said we'd give him a bit of chance, run him in a couple of bumpers. He ran very well in the Goffs bumper, as you say. I'm working back from the EBF final with him at Sandown. I think he's that type of horse. He jumps great. He scored nicely. He'll start.
Doesn't lack pace for those.
No, I don't think he will. I just think he's that type of horse to run well in a race like that, and he'll start in a novice hurdle or a maiden hurdle at end of October, early November. Just a no-nonsense, tough, really nice horse. Didn't run him in the spring because the ground had gone. He'll go straight novice hurdling. I love his attitude. Like nothing's too much trouble. He essentially, from what I can see, he sleeps, eats, trains, and that's all. Like he's just a lovely, lovely laid-back horse. I love the way he jumps. I think he's a stayer. I don't think he does anything flash. but he'll start in a soft ground 2.5 mile maiden hurdle somewhere. You know, he wouldn't run before there's plenty of give in the ground.
Okay.
But I sort of looking at him as maybe one day he might be Welsh national type horse. He might not be, but that's the type of horse I have in my head. I really like him. So he's going to run in the Persian Moor. You know, he's got some experience, which in that race can help, and then he will be off to the David Maxwell dispersal, which will be a shame. But he's been a fabulous horse for us, and hopefully he can go and run a really nice race in the Persian Moor. Well,
Viyanni for the OLBG Racing Club is another hugely exciting hurdler for this coming season, and got some incredible. Got some incredible form in the book, finishing behind Lalamba and Mondo Man at Ascot. Where will you start him off this season? What's the plan?
Plan is to go to the Jerry Fielding at Newbury. I think the best is yet to come with him. Personally, he's a talented horse. He really likes you, doesn't he? He's a talented horse. Obviously, we were aiming for the Fred Winter, and he got a hind leg injury, which. Do you know, sometimes you look back at these things and think, God, it was really disappointing at the time. It might not have been all the world for him to miss the festival. I think probably he's not a typical juvenile in the sense that he's done quite well over the summer. He's not. He doesn't look like a flat horse. He looks like the horse that would come out of the Derby sale, really. He's got a lot of ability, this horse. So we'll go to the Jerry Fielding. I suspect that we will end up further out in trip. But I'm not going to rush him this year. I think that his future is in decent 3-mile hurdles, but I don't think this season is the right thing to ask him to do that yet. So we'll start at 2. I could see him easily running in a Lanzarote hurdle in January. That type of race if the ground wasn't too deep, or one of those Ascot 2.5 mile hurdles in the new year. But nice horse. I won. Sorry, I didn't win the Jerry Fielding as a rider. I finished second in it on Empire Levant to Rock on Ruby. I finished second in it as a trainer with Queen's Gamble, third in it with Brentford Hope.
Just about to say there's some redemption in that race.
Yeah, it's a race I really like. You know, second season horses, progressive, always won by a nice horse. Brentford Hope, I definitely should have won it that year with him. I mean, I ran him 3 weeks before and he won by about 20 wickets and went out the stone, so that was trainer's fault. Queen's Gamble ran very well in it last year. He's the right end of the handicap to be running well in it. A bit short of experience, sure, but sometimes if a horse is well treated, they can get past that, and I think he's a smart horse. Goes to Chepstow for a 4-year-old handicap hurdle next Saturday.
I did think there was a little bit of a plan in place.
Yeah, very much. Just wanted to give him a spin because he improved so much first run to second last season. I thought a run on the flat would help him. I think he'll improve for 2.5 miles as well at some stage. He's not an impressive horse at home at all. If you saw him at home, you'd think, God, he's never going to win anything. But he won nicely twice last season. I think he was over the top come Aintree. I think he'll run really well at Chepstow, and I hope that he can progress, as I say, over a trip this season. I think he's quite a useful horse. Like to think that he could end up in some decent handicap hurdles. He might be type for the Challenger series that Brentford Open Give Me 5 won. He might be that kind of horse, or hopefully he's a bit better. But he'll start in a novice hurdle on a bit of soft ground, and hopefully he can keep progressing. I don't think we've seen her at her best yet. So she ran in a couple of bumpers because I thought we'd just bring her forward a little bit. But and all her work at home was suggesting that she was good enough to win a bumper. On the track in bumpers, she just sort of didn't really get going. Like, she ran fine. But it wasn't until she went hurdling that she progressed, and she won first time out of hurdles, then ran really well when she was second behind a gelding at Doncaster. I put her away then. I thought she'd done enough. She will probably go to the Richard Barber Memorial Mares Handicap Hurdle on Badgerell's Chase Day at Wincanton. I think she's quite well treated. She likes top of the ground. And I think we're yet to see the best of her.
One of the flag bearers of last season was this lady.
Perhaps the flag bearer,
Ascending Lark, 6-time winner in handicaps, which is just an incredible feat to do in the first place. What did she rise? £24 or something, I think it was?
Yeah, it'd be about that, wouldn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
What's the plan with her now? Sticking over hurdles?
Yeah, we're going to stick over hurdles. The plan at this stage is there's a Grade 2 mares hurdle at Ascot in the middle of January. I think it's called the Winterfield, something like that. Warfield, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it's something like that. But she'll go there. I mean, the winner of it last year, Take No Chances, rated 136. We're about the same. That will tell us, is she good enough to run the mare's hurdle? Is she, is she just a handicapper? I personally think she's still progressing because she won at Punchestown. She came from a long way back, flew home, and actually in the end won with her ears pricked. She's just been amazing. To win 6 in a row, it's unheard of, really, isn't it? It's certainly in my yard, and I'm very, very proud of what she's done so far. But I'm hoping that so far in my career, we've had a few handicappers that have done really well and got to a level and just plateaued, because that's as good as they could achieve. But I'm hoping that she can keep going. She might not be able to, but she's never let us down so far. You don't see many horses win competitive handicaps with their ears pricked. Let's hope. I mean, she'll go to Ascot, which is a grade 2. It'll be a step up if she can compete in that and hold her own. She's a mare's hurdle horse. If not, she'll go back into handicaps. But yeah, she's been fabulous, and I'm not going to rush her. She's not great this side of Christmas, and she tends to get better through the season.
Man at Work, he's a 7-year-old but very lightly raced, and you can tell us because he's got some incredible form in the book.
Well, yeah, long time ago in his first novice hurdle at Aintree for Mr. Pipe, he beat a Grey Dawning, which obviously, now you look back, I mean, obviously that form looks very good now, but that was a long time ago. Poor lad's not had a huge amount of luck, and Brian Drew and Professor Caroline Tisdale very kindly sent him to me and see if we can get him back to the track. He clearly had a lot of ability. He's obviously had a lot of problems, and we're just bringing him along very, very quietly now. Tom Scudamore's done a great rehab job with him through the summer. He came to me looking really well, but just going to have to be patient. And they've sent him to me very realistically, thinking hopefully we can get him back to the track. He's going to stay 2-mile hurdling. We might go up in trip at some stage with him, but he's tough, genuine, honest. Start off at Chepstow. He wants top of the ground now. We ran him in the William Hurdle at Newbury, and the ground was too deep from that day. He actually didn't run too badly at Aintree, but he's a little star. If they all did what he did, we'd be all right. He's a really good jumper. I'm looking forward to him going chasing. As you say, he won nicely at Doncaster, and then he ran at Kempton, rained overnight, and I probably shouldn't have run him. I think he finished 4th that day, but he just got stuck in the mud a little bit. I think on decent ground, I think he can make up into a nice chase. I don't think he's a top class horse, but I think he could be a nice handicapper over fences. Strikes me like chasing is going to be his game. I don't say that just because he's a big horse. He's a good jumper, and he was always a correct jumper of hurdles. Like, he didn't just bend his knees, he jumped them properly, and I think chasing will bring out some improvement. I also think that changing the tactics in his last race, now look, he was long odds on shot and he was a certainty, but we made the run in and Paul said he loved that, so maybe some front running chasing will suit him. He'll probably not run before Newbury at the end of November, early December, in a novice handicap chase
at the Coral Golf Club meeting.
That's it, yeah. But a nice horse. He could start at Chepstow on the 5th of November. That would be a good race for him to start. Often when horses travel really well over hurdles and don't quite see out the trip, chasing sometimes helps. There's obviously 8 jumps in a 2-mile hurdle. There's 12 jumps in a chase over 2 miles. That will definitely help him. Fine big horse. Look, we've had him a season and a half now, but I don't think we've seen the best of him yet. And I'm hoping that chasing brings out that improvement. I mean, we scored him the other day, and Paul was on another one. Harry Cobden rode this lad, and he said, chasing could just be the making of him. So I'm hoping it is.
And he looks like he's really filled out over the summer from seeing him in the
He's
sprint.
a big horse, yeah. He is a big boy, and he became a decent jumper of a hurdle. He was a bit ignorant at the start of his life over hurdles, but I think chasing, they have to respect them more.
Yeah.
And I think strong travelling horses invariably do better over fences, so I'm hoping he can run. He can turn into a nice chaser. She's going to go chasing. We're yet to school her because she's a little bit further behind. But look, she's a talented mare. I was enormously frustrated coming home from the Dublin Racing Festival because I thought I'd never had her in better form than that, and the start was a complete mess, and the ground probably went a bit slow for her. But she still ran well. But I just thought that might have been her day last year. but she'll go chasing. She's a talented horse and looking forward to it.
Teddy Blue, Harry, a bit of a quirky customer.
Better off interviewing him,
to say the least. Won twice for you last season, rated 131 now over fences. Where do you go with him now?
He might start at Ascot. There's that really valuable 2-mile chase at Ascot at the end of October. Oh no, 1st of November I think it is. I think it's worth £100,000. He might go there. Not the easiest horse to place with his rating now. You know, he's done pretty well. So that is him in a nutshell. Actually, he's done pretty well. So we're going to aim him there. Reason being, sometimes that meeting can be run on quite quick ground, and he enjoys that. He doesn't want the ground deep. So we'll go there and we'll see. I suspect we'll end up running over a little bit further than 2 miles at some stage this season. Really fun horse to train. Never quite know what is going on in his head. Wouldn't want to know.
Yeah.
But he's got plenty of ability, and I think with those handicappers of his level, if you can win one in the season can end up being a good year. So it's just a case of trying to find that right one. But we'll start at Ascot, get him in good form for that, and we'll go from there.
And that's a wrap on Harry's horses to follow for the upcoming jump season. Make sure you stick with us over the coming winter months for all the behind the scenes content here from Upper Farm.